What's good, everyone? We're back with another top 10 watch mojo list. This one's like part 22. Today we're gonna do top snipers and marksman rifles, since you can read the title. At number 9 we have the Dragunov. The Dragunov has bad recoil. It's a semi-automatic sniper. It's decent for what it is, but it can't even break armor in the headshot with a one shot, so I don't ever recommend using this for Warzone under any circumstances. But here's a build if you do want to use it for some reason, but I don't recommend using it. Number 8 is the EBR. The EBR is only ranked higher than Dragunov because it can actually be decent at close quarters, because it just has faster ADS and everything like that. So I didn't even put an optic on this one because it's mostly intended to be using at close quarters, but since it has this and the monolithic suppressor, it can be used for extended ranges. So I think, but I don't suggest using it. Number 7 we have the SKS. Again, same thing as the EBR, just it's basically the ER, but these ones are basically linked together, EBR and SKS. I hate both of them, really. I don't recommend ever really using them. But, you know, I recommend using this for, like, close to mid-range, so I put on the extended barrel and stuff like that, but I don't recommend using this still. Number 6, I mean, this one could be controversial, but now you can just use the Vitek, so I don't really see a purpose in using the Crossbow. But if you want to, the Crossbow's here. You know, it can actually be decent, because if you, like, down someone with it, and then you can just finish them with the explosive bolts, it can be nice if you can hit them in the head. But it's pretty hard to use, but it has a good payoff if you can use it pretty well. And number 5, we have the Mark II Carbine. This one is where it actually starts to get good. I like the Mark II Carbine, but it isn't too great in Warzone and multiplayer. I love using it. I still use it over the KANDA and D8K, even though they buffed it a ton. But if you want a good loadout for it in Warzone, I recommend using this. It can be used as a sniper, but it's mostly used for close quarters. You can take off the sniper scope and put on this, or even not even use the scope if you like the iron sights, and throw on like aim down sight speed, or if you want extra ammo. It's your choice. Number 4 is AX50. I actually love the AX50, and I use it all the time, whether it is in multiplayer or in Warzone, until the Vitek came out. Now I use the Vitek all the time. I use this over the HDR just because I liked it. It has a faster rate of fire over the HDR, which I like, but it does have worse bullet velocity. You could use the 32-inch factor barrel if you want. It does help with bullet velocity and damage range a bit more, but like the Singard Arms Pokes, this just destroys your ADS speed and your movement speed, so I don't recommend using it. But you can use it since it doesn't really matter in Warzone. But I wouldn't even use it anymore. I wouldn't bother with the X50 anymore. Now that you can either use Vitek or HDR. But if you want to, you can. I'm just flexing my gold, because why not? And anyways, number 3 of the Carbine 98K. They buffed this thing a ton. It's not that great though. Still, it's really good, but just has a super fast ADS, which makes it really nice. It's competitive. It sometimes can even counter like people that are like using an AX50 or other snipers against you, because it just has that faster ADS, so you can win more sniper duels with this sometimes. But the disadvantage of it is there's worse bullet drop than like HDRs and stuff, so that's where their advantage is. But in like mid-range sniper duels, you can probably win a good amount of them because of its fast, snappy ADS. At number 2 we have the Vitek. I like the Vitek. If you use the thermal, it can be used for like 3 purposes. I didn't have a thermal. I use thermals on it for Warzone. If you want to put a thermal on, then you can. If you use it with a thermal, then you can use it for basically 3 things with the explosive mags. You can use it for combat, like shooting at people. You can use it to destroy vehicles, and you can use it to see people. If you're not using a thermal, you can't really use it to see people. You can't really scout out people with the thermal if you don't have the thermal on. But if you have the explosive mags, which I highly suggest using, you can sometimes light up vehicles and get a few kills like it's C4 sometimes, which I really like about it, it basically is like a 3-in-1 sniper if you have explosive and thermal sniper scope on it. So I recommend using this. This is a really good setup for it. Then at number 1, you could probably see this coming, it's HDR. This thing has basically no bullet drop. I barely use it though. I prefer AX50 because I mostly use it in multiplayer over the HDR, which I do recommend probably using the AX50 for multiplayer, but for Warzone, the HDR is really good. And I have to give it to this. This is probably what you should be using in Warzone if you're not using the Vitek or something for a different purpose, like the car or like Crossbow, which can be used in different ways. Not much else to say. If you want to put a thermal on, you can. But anyways, that's about all for the video. If you agree with our picks, then you should leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe, turn that bell on if you'd like to, and I'll see you in the next one.